Patrice O'Neal in studio.
Oh, yeah.
I told these guys, imagine a fiery hurricane. It's sort of out there that, you know, hurricane season's right around the corner. You get this oil all over the ocean.
Yeah.
Now you got an oily hurricane. Then you get a lightning bolt or something.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you got a fiery hurricane.
How great would a giant fucking Cat 5 hurricane on fire? What's worse than a hurricane? We saw what it did to New Orleans. A hurricane is bad enough. Imagine 250-mile-an-hour winds on fire.
I got my fucking
would that be great?
Fingers crossed.
Oh, would I love to see
what?
that.
And you know,
Both fingers.
I'm talking to the people out there, and you know you want to see a fiery hurricane. If you're fortunate enough to live, you want to see crazy shit like that.
Sci-fi exclusive movie, Fire Hurricane. Just called Fire Hurricane.
Firewind.
Yes, Firewind.
On sci-fi. I cannot.
Yes.
Well, look at this poor pelican. The
Starring
poor
Lou
ducks.
Diamond Phillips.
Look at this horrible shit.
No. Oh, the poor bird.
Why are they constantly showing this shit?
Why was that bird in ice? That wasn't.
Oh, that bird was
Man, I
stuck
can't
in
even
oil.
look at it.
These poor birdies.
Look at that pelican. Are pelicans supposed to be that color?
Pelican, no.
God is fucking mad. If you don't believe in God, you're an asshole.
I think we've messed with the portal to hell. Like it's a mile down and it's 5 miles in the ground and it's just fucking and we breached that portal to hell and now it's pumping out evil.
We all thought it was fire.
Yeah.
But those dumb Arabs that wrote the Bible, they just said fire would be more interesting, but it was really oil.
It's oil.
The devil's just an oily,
an oily, messy, evil
big,
thing.
oily bird.
Yes.
I can't wait till he flies out of the ocean.
Oh, like the fucking Kraken. He's going to come out covered in oil.
2,700 gallons. I was just saying 2,700 gallons a minute.
Yeah,
is flowing out of there. I don't even understand how much that is. But if you had 2,700 gallons,
you can't clean that up.
of a truck, just by itself, 2,700 gallons of oil that you and some friends were driving around and just dumped it in a river. You destroyed that river.
You would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
You killed everything in that fucking lake.
And
if
that's
you did
happening
that
every minute.
A
conga line of trucks is driving into the Gulf.
How many dead dinosaurs died right there? It must have been billions of dinosaurs.
Billions.
It must have been a Super Bowl party where those dinosaurs died. Oil won't stop flowing out of that fucking water.
No, they cannot stop this thing.
And
so can't put the cap on
Why are we moving on from the fire?
They need the
hurricane thing.
Dude, it's gonna happen. It's gonna blow oil everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh man, would that be something?
Pure crude.
Just oily everywhere. Gunk. Fucking 10 miles inland.
And something's gonna happen to guy. It's gonna be like the birds, right? This motherfucker is gonna be out there lighting a cigarette. You know, people gonna be inside as the oil flying. People gonna be at the window going, no,
don't.
And he lights the entire fucking atmosphere will be burning.
Giant swirling fire cane.
Yeah, fire cane. I like it. Yeah.
Fire cane.
And the eye is a mixture of air and fire whirling and it's hotter than the sun in the middle. And it's hotter than the sun.
And you'll see an image of the devil in the in the fire cane.
And it just makes it sound like it's this growling Satan sound that's louder than any freight train.
You want to see this, right?
Absolutely.
And I think the average person wants to see this as long as it doesn't affect them. Directly.
I can't wait till it hits New York. Just all over the windows. Petropolis.
Petropolis. Yeah, Petropolis. Yes. Oil.
I can't wait. Because this is just, we deserve it. We fucking deserve it.
It's fucking disgusting.
We've opened it up.
We deserve that shit.
Cracked it open.
And how many days? It's been leaking for 40-something?
50 days.
Almost 50 days, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Kaku was on Oberman last night. Will he call our show today?
What is he saying?
Michio Kaku was on Oberman last night. Thank you, Dave C. Talking about nuclear hurricane oil spill if they used a nuke to stop the oil spill. Are they talking about nukes now?
They could not possibly. This is not a movie. They would never.
What would a nuke do?
What do you mean they would never?
It would blow a giant hole in the ground.
You know what they are? This should be called Day 50 of Operation Hope Stop. They don't know what to fucking do.
Why? Yeah. I don't understand.
They don't know what to do.
They can't figure out how to fucking close this pipe off.
They're hoping it stops.
There's little robots down there working their little robot asses off.
Doing what?
Cutting the pipe because the pipe was a jagged edge.
So they're trying
to cut it so they could fit a cap on top. And they can't do that. The saw got jammed and then got unjammed, and they cut it, but the edge was jagged. Like, there's just a problem at every turn with this thing.
We have a lot of
James Cameron's calling them assholes.
And they don't want to listen to James Cameron.
No. maybe he get his friends from that fucking moon. Just get about 700-800 giant blue people to fucking clog it up.
Hey, I got to go to the phones. We have a lot of truckers. They're going to explain how much oil is spilling in the Gulf. We got Scott in New York, because you said one tanker truck or whatever.
No, I mean, I'm just saying I don't know how much 2,700 gallons is.
Well, we're going to find out now. Scott, go ahead.
What it is your average tanker truck, like fuel tanker, holds 6,000 gallons of diesel fuel or oil, gas, whatever they're hauling in them. And Patrice said that thing's pumping out like fucking 30,000 gallons a minute.
2,700 gallons a minute.
2,700.
Yeah, roughly. Oh, 2,700?
Yeah.
Oh, well, still, that's one full tanker truck a minute.
That's two, according to you.
Yeah.
A minute.
What are you talking about?
You said, wait, 6,000. Oh, no. That's half a tanker truck.
All the math.
Half a tanker truck a minute. So half of those big things a minute, though.
A minute.
That's it.
So every 2 minutes, it's a
full tanker of fucking oil is pumping out of that ground every minute.
Everyone's like, how are they going to clean this up? How are you going to clean up that much oil? How? Explain to me how you could clean up all that oil.
You ever see one of those things tip over in the fucking highway? The highway's closed till tomorrow.
Forever, yeah. They gotta clean that shit up.
Off the ground with brooms.
Kitty litter.
Vacuums, kitty litter, and brooms. What the fuck are they gonna do?
It's a mile under the water.
I don't know.
It's a mile under the water.
The fuck are they gonna do? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. This is not even, let me tell you, man, this is why there's 3 comics on this fucking show in the morning, right? Because they keep showing the sad music ducks. Yeah. But they are trying to take away, they're trying to make it a duck thing, and this is bigger than the ducks, I have to say. Yeah. This is planet Earth type of shit. The Gulf is the ocean. It's the fucking ocean.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's bazillions of gallons of fucking oil in the ocean. If this was in the middle of the Pacific, motherfuckers would, oh my God. You know, where the shit could possibly disperse. I was reading something that the Exxon Valdez still has remnants of some bullshit.
Eric in Texas. Eric.
What's up, boy, Nate? What's up, Patrice?
How are you, sir?
I hate to get biblical on y'all, but the Bible say the ocean will fill with blood.
Yeah. What page is that?
And it's the blood of the earth.
Is that page 1812, 18,000? Yeah. Give us a page. Give us a page, man. Give us a scripture.
And it says the blood of the earth.
The blood of the earth, which is oil.
Is that Revelation?
Yeah, that's Revelation.
Motherfucker.
Find that shit out, man, and goddamn Twitter it or something. Because I want to read that shit.
Yeah, let's find that shit.
I can't wait till you come to Houston next week, Patrice.
Yeah, I'm coming to Houston if we still alive and shit.
If there is a Houston.
I don't like flying, so I hope the air's on fire.
Fucking fiery hurricane is the best.
I'll be there if the air's not fucking completely. Because you know the hurricane, the fucking volcano. This is interesting because they did a trailer. That fucking volcano in Iceland was a trailer for the end of the world. Didn't know that if a volcano erupts enough, stops air travel, which means stops food delivery, stops fucking everything. That's fucking fantastic.
Amazing.
Can you imagine that shit?
Yeah.
This is a commercial for the fucking end.
This is a trailer for the end of the world. We're watching the trailer.
We're watching the trailer.
It's like, ooh, I want to see this.
Where the fuck is Pablo Francisco so he can fucking do his thing?
In a world.
In a world.
Hey, can we get Michio on, or are we trying, Danny?
We called in the back.
Okay. We're working on it.
Just woke him up. I think Steve's calling back at 8 o'clock.
And he's going to come on?
Hopefully, yeah.
Oil is like
rocks.
The Gulf is like a river. No, it's the Gulf. A river is like the Gulf. wait, it's swirling eddies of oil. And
when did the hurricanes start up? Soon, right?
Hurricane season is now, I believe.
Hurricane season is on?
Storm.
Holy
the perfect
Wait,
storm.
did you see that there's one in Guatemala that's
Love this.
That's leveling Guatemala. People,
Did you see that
200
giant
dead?
Did you see that giant sinkhole?
In Guatemala.
Oh, yeah.
What is that about?
It was another
What's that
gaping.
about?
That's God's toilet. He made a toilet so he could sit down and read a newspaper while he's watching the end of the earth.
Look at that. It just fucking another portal to hell. Jesus laughing at the sinkhole.
There used to be someone's house on top of that.
I hope that's Galactus on the way, nigga. That's who's coming to get us is Galactus. He's gonna get us all.
That swallowed a building up, too. It just fucking opened up a hole in the earth and swallowed a building.
How deep is that?
Oh, gosh.
Does it go down?
It's Galactus.
Oh, there's Galactus. Very good. Hey, remember the nuke thing? I guess the Russians tried that in the 70s. Somebody has info on it? David in North Carolina. David.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Hey.
Hello, David.
I think it was back in the 70s. I think the Russians had this same kind of thing happen, and they, put a nuke about a mile down in the ground and blew it. And when it went off, it creates this space, and it just kind of a big enough space where the oil will just suck down, or just kind of gravity will bring it down into the ground.
It looked like, from what I'm watching, that it crushes the whole pipe and squeezes it off and pinches it off.
Yeah, I think my understanding is that it created a vacuum that just sucked the oil down and killed the pressure going up, and that's something that they've actually talked about doing, sticking a nuke down there and doing it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How do you stick a
All right,
nuclear device under the Gulf a mile down? Oh, my God.
And what does it do? What is the nuclear thing going to do?
It shows in this cartoon. See? It kind of like squeezes off the pipe.
The pressure just collapses everything. See, the nuke goes off, and then it collapses everything. This doesn't seem cool.
And also collapses the world.
Yes.
I can't wait.
This is great.
I'm gonna fucking go home and start meditating
front row seats
about death. The only thing about death that fucks me up is the infinity of it.
Yeah.
Colin Quinn said it's the infinity.
Yeah.
If I can get used to just being dead forever, I can't fucking wait. I can't wait, man. This is just great.
Front row seats.
Because we deserve it. We just deserve it. We don't need to be this destructive.
You think we've been fucking around too long? Too long.
And creatures who just live to live are suffering bad. We deserve it. We just fucking deserve it, man.
Is there any animal that we have not fucked up in some way, shape, or form on this planet?
Roaches.
Yeah. I think we even do that.
Anything that's been alive since the prehistoric
got a roach motel.
True that.
True that.
I think we fuck with roaches too.
I think.
But I mean, we're not making a dent.
No.
I think some
make a dent, but we fuck
I think
with
some
everything.
of those sea creatures that are a couple miles down where we just can't get to them to fuck with them. Do we even fuck with those things? Those weird fucking
shrimp with flashlights on their head.
Exactly.
That big toothfish. Yeah, with the Christmas light on his head.
Those fucking things.
I think one day one of those things was swimming around looking for shit, and a fucking Pepsi can hit him on the head.
And he said, fuck this.
Just like sunk down. It took years to get there.
Oh, I see.
Where's all the garbage going?
It's in the middle of the Pacific in a big fucking whirlpool.
But we're don't ask, don't tell in terms of that shit.
Yeah.
You take a dump, it just goes someplace.
It goes somewhere. We don't know. I don't care.
Dude,
it's out of my house.
We deserve this. We just deserve Earth getting revenge on us somehow, man.
You think it's turning on us now?
We've done enough. Don't you think? We've just done enough damage. You don't think?
Yeah, you go to some places, it looks pretty pristine. You know?
Rich people, where they make sure that there's no filth in a 12-mile radius.
I mean, like, you know, if you ever go to Yellowstone or something like that, yes, you see, like...
But Yellowstone has a volcano getting ready to fucking...
Oh, I know, yeah.
That will take out, what, half the United States or something?
Yes. But that's not us. You know, we didn't fucking put that there. But you go there, you know, there's forests and shit that you could walk through and go, wow, this is pretty untouched.
I think the big problem is this, it's guys like Kaku over there.
Oh, Michio, Kaku.
Years ago when I was a kid, and they did a thing about how the sun was going to extinguish.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, how do you know? And then why are you trying to know that? It's trying to be God, and I think that's what God is mad about.
Oh,
it's just too much trying to be God.
You think with everything?
Too much.
Even like cloning and
just too much.
Things like that. We're getting
God's
a little too
letting
close.
us know that no matter what we do, we'll open a big hole in the middle of your fucking earth.
Trying to be the daddy.
Just
a little too much.
Just trying to run shit. That's all. I think that's what it is. It's just like the sun will extinguish. God's like, how the fuck? What? Nigga, I'll turn the sun out tomorrow.
God damn.
It's not even that bad of a disaster. Look, the planet's kind of just taking a liquid shit. Who cares?
Well, for now, you didn't hear about the flaming hurricanes.
Dude, man,
yeah, we're talking about flaming hurricanes now.
It is fucking
Well, if there's a hurricane,
horrific.
see, we had the whole scenario. There's a hurricane. It lifts all the oil up, atomizes it a little bit in the atmosphere, and then some idiot goes to light his cigarette, and woo, you have fire cane.
Doesn't have to call it a hurricane if it's a guy does it.
Oh, Chip. Another sign of the apocalypse. Chip Chipperson.
And isn't that the hub of where all the ships kind of go there?
Oh, yeah,
and then that's where they get the trucks are, and then they spread
pipelines,
food and fucking and clothes and whatever they got to deliver.
A major seaport
is shut down.
Yeah.
Watch the prices of food. It's just, and it's some guy on the top of a building jacking his dick, just making a buck. It's the same guy that was jerking off after Haiti earthquake. He's just like, oh, pipes and the guy that owned the cement factory and just sticking his own finger in his ass, just like, oh, the money. Sir, but it's the end of the world. Does it matter? Oh,
front row seat.
Oh, it's bad, man.
It is real bad. We're gonna have Michio Kaku on. He was talking about nukes and shit last night.
I just hope something happens to him so he can go, oh my God, no. Oh, God, no, God.
They'll just plug it. They'll figure out a way to plug it. That's all it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
And then what's next, though?
It's 50 days.
It's been 50 days.
So what, the oil will dissipate? There's a few dead fish and lobster? Fuck it.
That's what they've been hoping for. They've been like, man, it can't be that much oil. Yeah. It's a whole lot.
It really is. The earth has a lot of oil in it.
How many? I think a brontosaurus has got to be...
Oh, man.
8,000 gallons of oil.
Just one of them?
Just one brontosaurus.
One brontosaurus. But that's just it. I think one brontosaurus ain't shit. I don't think it's a drop of fucking oil in the long term. I don't think, I think this is
you think it was a lot of dinosaurs?
Massive amounts of dinosaurs and just sediment of plant life and everything else for millions upon millions of years just sitting there. And now it's just blue.
And we had to poke a hole.
We poked a hole.
And this sounds like a real douche question, though. But why not sand? Like, how did oil end up the shit that we love?
Sand doesn't burn.
Yeah.
We need shit that burns.
Oil doesn't get your ass cracked while you're fucking on the beach either.
It will now. You go down to Louisiana. You gotta fucking... We are an animal based on fire, making heat and fire. The first time that cavemen fucking looked at that shit, they went, yeah, we need this. Fire rules. And we figured out better ways to make shit burn.
Longer. And oil just burns.
And oil is the shit.
Oil just burns.
Oil burns. It's great. It's fucking...
It's as simple as that.
Transportable. We fucking poke holes in the globe. It's all over the place. And now we're kind of like, oops, we fucked up on this one. I fucked up bad on this one. I fucked up, Frankie.
Would it be better if this was like over there somewhere, though? We would just be like,
we wouldn't give a shit.
We wouldn't care.
It was over there.
If this was pouring into fucking somewhere over, yeah.
If it was in India, they'd be bathing in it.
Hey,
I love this idea, though, the end of the world. That's fantastic.
It's just interesting, boy, to prove these goddamn dishwashers right. I thought it was some horse shit.
These dishwashers.
These ancient... these ancient delivery boys. They're fucking...
These ancient dishwashers.
with their fucking rock axes and they're fucking using ants to fucking sew up wounds. They were right.
The first calendar, City of Gold, and now they're fucking scrubbing my shit off a plate in the back of a restaurant.
Lost everything to Cortez.
Yeah.
Douchebag motherfuckers. And now...
It's all heading right toward 2012, isn't it?
Dude, really? This is...
With the volcano and now this.
Exciting.
When they showed... When the first trailer comes out, right, for movies.
Yeah.
When does it come out? About a year and a half before the movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's a year and a half trailer.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. The end of the world. Get your shit ready.
Starring Barack Hussein Obama.
I'm going to Trader Joe's. Let me tell you,
president.
My garage is going to be full of tuna fish cans.
Yeah.
And beans, whatever the fuck, just in case.
Ready to go.
Just in case.
You're going to have horrible farts.
Yeah.
Tuna and beans.
Keep them away from my house.
God damn.
When the fucking I Am Legend monsters start fucking knocking on my door, I'm telling you.
I'm set.
My mother couldn't go. She couldn't get it when the fucking bacteria's in the water in Boston. My mom's had to. She goes.
Oh yeah, boiling
people
water.
Panic, and they went out and bought water, and so we panic, and it's gonna be everybody's gonna be trying to hoard. It's gonna be riots and shit. It's gonna be insane.
God, that'd be great.
Insane.
Fuck, anarchy.
All it takes is to turn the lights off for a week. That's all it takes.
No electricity over a widespread area with no food deliveries, no garbage pickup.
Tops. And then it's just completely insane.
3 fucking days.
You think 3 days?
I don't think 3 is enough.
Somewhere between 3 and 7.
And shit starts happening.
Let's go 5 days.
People start fucking freaking out.
5 days and all hell breaks loose.
No, I mean, like, you got to understand, 3 days with no hope. Like, no one giving you, hey, we're coming to help out, we're doing that.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that.
3 days with, like, uh-oh, this shit is going to last.
Just basically, if the lights go out for 7 days, and you would assume they're going to go back on, there'll still be riots in the street for food and shit.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's going to be people banging on my door then.
He can't wait.
I'm going to go.
Anthony can't wait for that.
Yourselves.
Oh, you can't wait for that.
You're going to have to get food eventually.
Down the hatches.
You're going to have to leave that house eventually and get food.
So what? I'll wait. I'll be like fucking I Am Legend.
With no electricity, how are you going to plug in your guns?
Plug in my gun.
Because we saw it in Boston. It got a little crazy up there, and the water was bad for what? 3 days, 4 days?
Just when the water's bad, man. They got
a little crazy up there.
They just tell you what not to do. And,
right.
You know. I just made another purchase, Patrice.
Which one?
I got the Barrett 50 cal.
You got a 50 cal?
The Barrett 50 cal, the M107.
What's on the way? Rhinoceroses?
This fucking
elephants?
The shells are this big.
You got a 50 cal?
You can hit a target a mile away if you're proficient. A mile away. Yeah, someone actually killed someone with it a mile and a half away.
Oh, that was what they
just fucking blasted some terrorist's head. He didn't even know what was happening. He's going to get in his fucking car. No. It's just below. Just below some big digits. But this thing is just a pisser.
And the bullets, too? You got the bullets?
Oh, they're like $4 a piece. there I am holding it.
You're not supposed to hold it that way.
No, it's got
Is this store, you had to order this?
No, it's in the store.
It's in the store?
I pick it up today. They're putting the scope on it and shit.
Is that legal?
I'm going out.
And then where are you going to shoot it?
It is now. It is
Where
now.
are you shooting it?
Hopefully on his toilet like fucking Private Pile.
I go out to Calverton. They got about 300 yards out there, which, How
far is that, Calverton?
It's like, Calverton's out at exit 70.
Oh, Long Island.
Something. Yeah, it's way out at the end there.
Holy shit.
But,
so what took you so long? Why this wasn't on your list earlier?
It's been on my list for quite a while, but I just wasn't able to really find one.
Where is that place? What town?
Uniondale, Long Island. That's where you kind of need it.
Dude, that's the bullet?
Uniondale? Yeah, the bullets are
5.25 inch?
And 5.5 almost, yeah.
The one all the way to the left, the bullet is the standard one that they use to shoot, like, out of your, AR-15 type rifles that they use in Iraq and stuff. And that is a .50 caliber.
And is that what they're killing people with these fucking?
Oh yeah, that's
these drones.
Oh no, the drones they're shooting with like Hellfire missiles. That though they're shooting people in the head with and just ripping their bodies apart.
We'll go back to your gun purchase in a second.
Dr. Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku.
Hello.
Hi. How are you, sir? We saw you on TV last night talking about the oil spill, and we certainly wanted to get your take on our show as well, considering you're a friend of the show.
Yes. Now, using a nuclear device, how viable is this?
It's not a good suggestion at all. First of all, it'll make the area radioactive. It'll release radioactive iodine, cesium, strontium, which will contaminate the area for decades, if not centuries, depending upon, the flow of ocean currents. And during hurricane season, you can imagine that tar balls will be shot into the air that are radioactive.
Radioactive tar.
Yeah, can you imagine radioactive tar balls winding up in people's swimming pools?
It sounds like a horror movie, Dr. Kaku.
It sure does. Now, with these hurricanes, we're going to have tar balls flying around?
Hurricanes will actually grab water several hundred feet below the surface and loft it up into the sky. If a hurricane comes into the Gulf from the western direction, they spin counterclockwise. So if it's west of the oil leak, the counterclockwise motion will then take this water laden with oil, loft it into the air, and dump it all over the south.
Wow, how far inland could that actually take tar and oil?
Oh, potentially hundreds of miles inland.
Hundreds of miles. So people on the coast that are worrying and people inland that are saying we have nothing to worry about might actually have something to worry about.
That's right. They could have radioactive oil raining down on their hair, on their barbecue pits, on their rooftops. It's gonna be a mess. Think of all the lawsuits coming out of this thing.
Dr. Michio Kaku, what do you think about this whole thing? Now, I know we've heard your point on this 2012 end of the world kind of thing. We're seeing a lot of man-made and natural disasters happening lately. I know you're a man of science, but spiritually, how are you feeling about this?
Well, look at Mother Earth, okay? She rocks the planet almost like every month with a gigantic magnitude 7, even magnitude 8 earthquake, but they happen underwater. They happen away from the television cameras. So Mother Earth gets rocked all the time, but we never really notice these things. Only when we get rocked. So we are so arrogant. We're so arrogant that we think that when our little domain is rocked, then it means, oh my God, Chicken Little. We think that the whole world is falling apart.
Dr. Kaku,
great point.
Another thing I want to ask that I've been very curious about: how come a natural disaster has never caused a fissure in the earth that has leaked oil into the ocean?
Well, they have. I mean, in the sense that we've had a blowout like this before, but they usually happen at 200 feet.
I mean, like an earthquake. Let's say an earthquake happened, and a couple of plates move and lets out some oil from a deposit that maybe hasn't even been drilled, and all of a sudden you're seeing oil spurting up into the Gulf or anywhere else where there might have been this earthquake. How come that's never happened? We haven't seen that.
The reason is the deposits of oil are actually pretty rare. You don't find them everywhere at all. Only a tiny, tiny fraction of the Earth's surface actually has large deposits of, commercially viable oil. And if you then superimpose upon that the fault lines, you find that the fault lines and the oil deposits usually don't match. So we're in a situation where we think there's oil everywhere, but actually if you're a shale oil engineer, you know that it's only a tiny fraction of the Earth's surface has large oil deposits, and they happen not to be where there's lots of seismic activity. Thank goodness. Otherwise, we would have this.
Yes, that would be oil all over the place.
You forgot to ask about the fire cane. What's the possibility? You get a hurricane, it scoops up the oil, then you get a little, lightning strike, and next thing you know, you got a hurricane that's on fire. Is this possible?
Well, a little bit unlikely in the sense that the oil is an oil-water mixture called an emulsion. Some people think that, well, oil separates from water, in which case you should be able to burn off the oil. Well, that's partially true. But how can we have so many plumes of water going down 22 miles that are 22 miles long? Why is that? Because water and oil do mix sometimes, creating what is called an emulsion. Look at mayonnaise. Look at lotions. Look at your kitchen.
This fucking guy is smart as shit. Fuck! You motherfucker! Man, go on Jeopardy, nigga. What you doing?
Patrice.
Jesus Christ!
This is Dr. Michio Kaku.
He's a physicist.
Oh,
fucking guy is phenomenal.
Dr. Kaku, I want to apologize for Patrice O'Neal's language.
Yes,
it gets a little salty.
Prodigious as hell, motherfucker.
It gets a little salty with his language.
He's a comedian. We don't really know much about him. He's playing in the area. He came in to do a set, and I didn't know he was going to use that language,
yes,
sir.
You've really impressed him, and that's how he shows his that he is indeed impressed with you. We apologize for the language.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, sir. Please, sorry.
So it is an emulsion
like mayonnaise. All right.
That will not just burn randomly with maybe a lightning strike.
That's right. And also, by the way, the nuke option that I talked about on the Keith Olbermann show last night is also not a good idea, because what happens if you detonate a hydrogen bomb underground, okay, what happens is you create an underground sphere, a sphere of vaporized dirt, a hollow sphere. The sides, the walls of the sphere get glassified.
Right.
Sand. So you have this glassified hollow sphere underneath the ground, which then eventually collapses, giving you a gigantic hole. Now, the people who want to nuke the oil well think that the oil well will be glassified and therefore sealed up. But the walls are unstable. Eventually, the pressure, 2,000 pounds per square inch on the bottom of the ocean, will cause a cave-in, and then more oil will spill out potentially and create even more places where oil can seep into the environment.
But what do you think about? Are they
big time.
Are they going to get it cleaned up, or is the oil just going to keep spilling out like a whole bunch of Crisco or something?
Well, let's hope that the capping procedure, which they're doing right now, even as we speak, let's hope it works. However, a month ago it failed because of methane crystals that got into the siphon and jammed it. So now they're putting hot water down the pipe, and we're waiting and seeing. We're waiting and seeing whether or not the hot water will dissolve the methane crystals so that they can siphon off some of this water. Now, it's not a plug. It's a very loose-fitting cap. So oil will, in fact, splurt out the outside. It's not a perfect seal. That's why they have to use a diamond wire cutter to get a nice, clean cut in order to get a nice seal. But, we're just keeping our fingers crossed right now.
Sir, are they talking to you about this? Like, are they coming to people like you to help? Are they calling you?
Oh, well, put it this way. Everybody and their brother now are making suggestions about how to cap that. Well, I get hundreds in my email. However, many of these procedures will, in fact, work, but they work at 200 feet. That's the key. The key to the whole puzzle is what works at 200 feet does not work at 5,000 feet, where we have 2,000 pounds of pressure. Think of putting a car on every square inch of your chest. How long would you last if you put a car on every square inch?
Yeah, right, only a few weeks or something.
Oh, Chip.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem is high pressure. So all these suggestions that I gave in my email, a lot of them will, in fact, work at 200 feet.
Well, what's your idea, sir?
Well, let me give you an example. Okay, one person said, why not put tires inside the leak that inflate?
Yes, we saw that.
The pressure
from the inside. Well, at 200 feet it might work, but at 5,000 feet, where the pressure is great, the tires will collapse. How do you inflate a tire when the outside pressure is 2,000 pounds per square inch?
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
But what is your suggestion?
Well, my suggestion is that when the thing happened, Obama should have called out the Navy at that point, the military.
That's what I said.
And instead of putting BP in charge, he should have just removed them, and he should have had a panel of some of the best minds in the petrochemical industry. You know, when Gorbachev was faced with the Chernobyl accident back in 1986, he had a raging fire at a nuclear power plant. You know what Gorbachev did? He didn't set up a committee. He sent in the Red Air Force.
Yeah.
Air Force. It was the Red Air Force that finally stopped that raging fire at Chernobyl.
Oh, some of those poor guys.
That's what Obama should have done. Called in the military, brought in the best minds, and then these procedures at 200 feet, they all work. They've tried seven procedures. They all work at 200 feet. Mm-hmm. None of them work at 5,000 feet.
How much oil do you think is there? How much oil can you possibly think is just there? Can it just run out?
Possibly enough to last for years. Can you imagine this oil well spill lasting for most of your lifetime? There's enough oil in some of these wells to last a lifetime.
Wow.
So that's why they're panicking, realizing it's going to get into the Atlantic Ocean. It's going to go around the tip of Florida, and it's going to go into the Gulf Stream, and it may even go all the way back to England. So British Petroleum may get some of their oil back in their backyard.
British Petroleum. I forgot that is British.
That's right. So what do you?
British Petroleum
is that
some of their oil back?
And what is this going to do to the Gulf in the end?
Well, hopefully it won't create dead zones. The worst case scenario, the thing leaks for months and years and creates dead zones where no life can exist in the Gulf. Already they partition about a third of the federal area. It's off limits to fishing, a third of it.
Wow.
So we're talking about large portions of the Gulf becoming a permanent dead zone unless they can cap this thing this week. And, the relief well in August, we have problems there with the relief well. The relief well, by the way, is the gold standard. That's the gold standard for stopping an oil leak. The problem is it never works in the first try. Never.
Really?
It's really the lottery. You're drilling a hole that's like 2 miles long, and you want to hit something the size of a dinner plate. At 2 miles.
Wow.
They're not going to do it.
Well, where does this rank? Where does this disaster rank on disasters? Is this one of the worst of all times, or?
No. There have been other ones that were actually bigger. However, the economic damage, the property damage, this could rank perhaps number one in terms of the ultimate property damage and lawsuits that it generates. But there have been other oil slicks and oil leaks that were actually bigger, but not in such sensitive areas that are laden with property, with fishing industry.
Yeah, the Gulf is very important to the United States, of course, yes.
Strategically important for the whole country and also, of course, for the whole economy of the South.
Dr. Kaku, our friend Dr. Steve is a big fan of yours, and he wanted me to ask, how long would it take the oil that's in there now, like how long would it take it to dissipate as it is now?
Oh, that's hard to say because we don't even know how much is down there. There's an argument among engineers as to how much oil there is. We've seen plumes of oil 22 miles long. 22 miles long in the Gulf.
Wow.
And so we're kind of clueless as to how much came out. Now, BP uses satellites to calculate how much oil there is. But that only looks at the top. And like I said, the oil's large amounts of it are emulsified, so it doesn't rise to the surface.
Oh, right,
so submarines that have gone down have seen these plumes, one plume 22 miles long, and we now realize it could be 5 times more oil underwater than we see on satellite.
Unbelievable. How do you clean all this up in the end?
Well, like I said, I would have called out the Navy. We have basically the National Guard being called out, and we have volunteers that are working themselves to a frazzle. These are like heroic volunteers working 24/7. I say we should declare war on this thing and dump the military and get all sorts of military expertise.
What would they be able to do that's different, though? I mean, aside having the unlimited resources, what would the Navy be able to do different? That's Dr. Steve just texted me. That's what he wanted me to ask you. What would the Navy be able to do differently?
Okay, here's the key.
Everyone misses Dr. Steve.
It's a physics lesson. They've tried 7 things at this oil leak, and they failed because we're not at 200 feet. They all work at 200 feet where pressures are not so great. At 5,000 feet, you have complications. You have methane ice crystals forming. You have high pressure that'll blow things in different directions. You have to compensate for it. That requires scientists who understand working at 5,000 feet. But you see, BP has no operating experience at all, zero. In fact, hardly anyone has any operating experience operating at 5,000 feet, tapping a raging oil well. That's why we have to bring in people who are experienced. So, these procedures, they will actually work. But the devil is in the details. the details of high pressure. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So eventually, maybe
the same thing.
Can't they just why can't they just put something around it, like a big bell, and then just put a new pipe on top and filter it up? That's what I've been saying to any woman who will listen loudly.
Well, that's more or less what they're doing now. That the so-called cap is actually a belt. It's actually a dome they're putting on top of the thing. It's not a perfect seal, and they hope to siphon off as much oil as they can by capping the thing, which means putting a dome around the leak and then siphoning it back up. So they're doing that now. Let's hope it works. But again, I'm not optimistic because they've done it before. It's, deja vu all over again.
Like
is it,
Yogi Bear.
Is it because
Dr. Chip.
the methane freezes at that hour at that altitude? And that's at that depth. That's what the problem was. I said hour and altitude first.
Why do we even have this problem? We have this problem again because they're not experienced at working at 5,000 feet. At that depth, methane gas that you find in your kitchen is a solid ice. And because it is so cold, this ice will actually go right up the tube, and as it turns into gas, shoot up like a rocket up the tube, up the pipeline, the riser pipeline.
Can't they just have a split? Can't they have a split pipe? They maybe somehow filter at the bottom, maybe gas up one side and liquid up the other.
No, it's all mixed. It's a mix. You saw the pictures, right? The bubbles in the picture were methane gas, so it's all mixed. You had the mud, you had the oil, you had the gas. It's all mixed together. So in other words, it was methane gas that caused the problem. It's methane gas that gummed up the cap last month. It's methane gas in solid form that could once again gum this procedure up. You have to compensate for all the high atmospheric effects, and that's what they're slow to do.
But how do they get this shit down there, though?
What?
Like, they got it, there's pipes and shit down there. What did they do? How did they build that thing? If no one knows about 5,000 feet things, how is there a 5,000 foot destroyed structure at the bottom of the fucking Gulf?
Building is not the problem. It's all automated. It's done by robots, done by remote control. It's pretty easy drilling these things. They can drill these things, pretty much anywhere. The problem is you have a leaky fire hydrant, a fire hydrant that blows mud, blows caps back to where you started from. This leaky fire hydrant down there is a non-trivial problem. They thought that what works at 200 feet will work at 5,000 feet.
But the pressure there is so much different. It's like having it's 2,000 feet per square pounds of pressure per square inch per second.
Yes, that's the problem. That is the problem that people have always neglected, and that's why it's killing them. The details are killing them right now. It's like the Three Stooges running around.
That's what they call us.
Like the Three Stooges. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the Three Stooges running around trying to get the oil fixed and stuff.
So evidently, Doctor, you don't know much about the 5,000 feet situation either. No offense. I'm not trying to be, but you don't know anything about it either.
No, you missed the point.
No, I didn't miss the point. 200, 5,000. I'm saying...
No, you missed the point. The point is, we have to remove BP from leadership. Make them consultants.
No, we're talking about the issue at hand. We're talking about the impact, not the intent. You talking about cure... We're talking about curing a cold that's in the future. I'm talking about I got a cold right now, the cure for that. Do you know much about 5,000 feet 2,000 square per inch pressure? Do you personally know how to deal with this kind of stuff? Do you know?
No. What I know is that you have to bring in physicists who understand the mechanics of working at high pressure. This is a physics problem. It's not so much an engineering problem anymore. It's a physics problem.
Well, as a physicist, what do you think the solution is?
Like I said, let me read this again. Let me read it again until people understand this.
Wait, just say you don't know.
He's yelling at you.
This is sophistry, sir. You're not saying you don't know. You refuse to go, I don't know. Just say I don't know.
Problem. You have to bring in the top physicists.
I agree.
You're a top physicist.
Analyze what the pressure is like. Otherwise, you run like a headless chicken.
Yep.
That's your question. What do you want to do?
I don't fucking know. I'm just an asshole. You're amazing. I'm saying, your mind is amazing. I'm saying, I'm not indicting you. I'm saying, do you know? Or maybe, Hawkins knows or somebody.
let's be blunt about this. At the present time, nobody knows because we haven't assembled a team of top physicists who will then say this is not an engineering problem anymore. It's a physics problem. We have to work out how to get this thing working at 5,000 feet.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Then, of the 7 procedures that were tried, all of them working at 200 feet. Every single one will work at 200 feet. We had to figure out the best one, which will work at 5,000 feet. It takes study rather than running around like a chicken saying, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me.
So
the top physicists.
Might not have the answer right now. He's saying they need to put together this think tank and so figure this problem out with physicists, because it is a kind of a lot of things, a little bit of fluid dynamics, some pressure, temperature, all kinds of fun things that physicists like to talk about. Yes.
Right. And like I said, nobody knows how to deal with it because they haven't assembled this top panel of people who will then take what works at 200 feet and extrapolate all the conditions that are different at 5,000 feet. That's why all 7 procedures failed. And that's why BP is clueless right now. They're making it up as they go along. This is incredible, making it up as they go along.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Kaku. I mean, that's it. Hopefully they'll find some kind of solution for it.
Yeah, absolutely. When's the big show? Let's get that plug in for everybody again.
Well, you know, Sci-Fi Science is going into 2nd season starting September.
Yep. Very good. We all watch.
The #1 new show on the Science Channel and 12 new episodes.
Oh, good.
Starting in September of this year.
Very excited.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Kaku.
Dr. Kaku, thank you.
All right.
And Dr. Steve says hello.
Yes. Dr. Steve idolizes you, so we're saying hi for him.
Loves you, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Dr. Michio Kaku, everyone. We're going to take a quick break and continue.
Can I tell you why Dr. Steve texts?
Yeah, please.
Ugh, all right, we get it. 200 isn't 5,000 feet.
Dr. Steve despises.
Because it's 2,000 pounds of pressure per inch.
Yes.
Sir, do you know what's going on? What I said, dum-dum. I'm not.
No, you're right. Your question was fair.
He's a smart man, though.
No, he's a genius, but I'm saying, I kept asking, do you know? He would not just go, no, I don't know shit.
But he's saying we don't know yet. Like, he says you need to get him and a bunch of these guys in a room and not BP executives and figure out
But he
how
wasn't
to deal
offering
with the
like
problem.
what he might.
But he
might know.
Maybe that's valuable.
Maybe he's holding out.
Yeah. Why is he going to do that?
Yeah, why save the earth for nothing?
BP is in a position where they're probably monitoring the Opie and Anthony show for solutions to this problem. Oh, literal Jim.
Dr. Kaku was not giving up that shit.
Yeah,
no.
He wants to get paid for that shit. He's got the solution.
He's winking at BP. Call me.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yes.
I'll
Nigga
take care of
get
this.
paid for that shit.
Let's take a break so we
The
can
answer is to not allow Jews to run everything.
People are obsessed with Michio Kaku.
By the way, the only laugh I ever got out of Kaku was as Chip.
Yes. Yeah,
that made you very happy, too. I saw that, Jimmy. Let's, who's this on line 2?
Hello.
You, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, you. Go ahead.
What's up?
Oh, yeah, I just want to tell y'all you need to quit sucking Michio Kaku's dick. And I'll tell you why.
All right.
Okay.
I don't doubt that the man is highly intelligent, but I get the impression he's about as wise as one of the peanuts in my shit. Because...
Chip.
Wait, did you... sir?
Hey,
Sir.
Hey, you got the 2 rivals, right? You got religion...
Wait, sir. Your phone crapped out. He's as wise as what?
Yeah, we didn't hear you.
You got religion and you got science.
No, what did you say before that, buddy? Sorry, you said he's as wise as what? Like,
we didn't hear.
He's about as wise as one of the people.
We heard you!
Every fucking time. I can't believe my great line. They didn't hear it. All right, well, I'll repeat it.
All right, sir, you just keep talking. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. The religion and science thing.
Go. You're up, sir. Go. Point, go.
Look, what they're doing is that the science they're fooling with is crossing over into the realm of religion.
Yes.
Faith-based.
Yay.
They got so much faith in their mathematical equations and shit that they're going to try and create a mini Big Bang and a fucking super collider. That shit's fucking crazy.
I know, and you're saying it so scientifically.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it, though. It's just to satisfy their curiosity, and they could fuck something up.
Yeah, satisfying humanity's curiosity has never gotten us anywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, it has, definitely, Ant.
Oh, literal Jim.
Sir, the super cloud, they're trying to learn about the beginning of time. I think that does have some importance.
For what?
For what?
For what?
I don't know. I've never actually had to explain to somebody why the beginning of time might be important to know about. Are you one of those guys who just thinks that you're like a real brass balls, tell it like it is type of guy? Hey, I got my meat, my potatoes, that's all I care about. Hey, shut up.
For what? It's the whole reason we're here.
Blithering idiot.
So there's a curiosity to
Hey, what do I know, right? I cash my check, I have a beer, I don't know nothing. Hey, time, schmime, hey, it's 8 o'clock. Hey.
I'm just saying, don't you think that there are some questions that don't need to be answered?
No, I don't, sir. To answer your idiotic question, yes, that one didn't need to be answered.
You know what, though? That's an interesting thing. But, okay, what questions need to be answered?
I don't know how to fucking feed ourselves, how to fix
Exactly. Mr. Meat and Potatoes. Mr. Tells It Like It Is. Everyone's trying to have fun, and he's got to go, hey,
there's no historical anything that you're curious about? The Big Bang isn't interesting? You sound like a thinking guy.
How are they going to figure out how the fucking Big Bang happened? It's going to be on a tiny scale.
But I mean, I'm saying it's interesting.
Wait,
it's interesting to just that is. There's people out there trying to figure it out, and you wonder, don't you? Don't you wonder
how things work on an atomic level?
Why?
All right,
no, wait, you're not answering, sir. You're double talking. We're saying
he's like the idiot version of Michio Kaku.
But you know what? The why is a very good question. Why in the end?
I don't want to know. It's not.
So there you go. He doesn't want to know personally. He doesn't want to know. But cool. So what's interesting to you?
What's interesting? A lot of shit. I like the natural world. I like being outside and looking at shit and observing stuff, but I don't need to pick it apart.
You sound like a well-spoken Down syndrome person.
You just see something, right? Say there's a bird, and if you're in nature, you just go bird.
I'll observe it, but if you look at something long enough, you'll figure it out. You don't need to be picking at shit. And I'm just saying, this whole super collider business, it's not.
Let me say something. Let me say something that I think is interesting. It takes 1,000,000 years for the heat that's in the sun to come from the core of the sun to where it's actually heat. Takes 1,000,000 fucking years.
Get the fuck out of here.
Isn't that interesting?
That's pretty interesting.
Where'd you read that? I haven't seen that on a placemat yet.
Yeah.
So what do you talk about on a date?
Does that change the way we...
No, I know, but I'm saying, no, the thing is, isn't that just interesting for the interesting sake?
The warmth we're feeling today.
The whatever the proton shits is, there's some shit in the sun that comes from the sun. All right? Just so you don't try to Michio Kaku me, there's shit in the sun that takes 1,000,000 years to get the fuck out.
So break it down. The warmth we're feeling today started 1,000,000 years ago?
It's some old shit.
Some old shit.
It's 1,000,000-year-old warm shit.
Hey, it's an interesting trivia fact, but that's all it is.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't it interesting?
I think it's interesting.
What's your favorite movie, sir?
Yeah, what's your favorite movie?
I don't know. I guess Glory.
Why? It's historical. You don't need to know about that.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that answers everything.
Bunch of black people dying.
Bunch of crying and niggas dying and niggas crying.
I was 9 years old at the time, so it impacted me differently. I don't really have a new favorite movie, but yeah, I don't know.
It's fair. It's interesting conversation, dude, but some things are interesting.
The more things you learn, sir, we've learned a lot from exploring space. We've learned that we've got a lot of inventions, and as far as space travel is concerned, the more that we know about space, the more we know about time travel, the easier it's going to be to eventually venture out. But we're in the exploration stage now.
Nah, that's cool. Fair enough. But time travel isn't even fucking real, so they need to get off.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You can't, whether you like it or not. You see, the Hubble telescope, not this would be interesting to a man of your ilk, but the Hubble telescope was built because they wanted to attempt to see the Big Bang. They wanted, or the beginning of time. And you can look back in time in a way. When you see the sun, you are technically looking back in time by 8.5 minutes because that light left the sun. If the sun blew up, we would see a lovely circle for 8.5 more minutes before we saw the explosion.
Just
so you are seeing in the past.
Just like a fucking star that's like whatever millions of light years away. That light is a fucking 1,000,000 years old.
Right.
Just getting there. That's just interesting. It doesn't mean anything, but it's fucking interesting.
But you think it's bullshit, right, dude?
Yeah, and look, as far as time travel goes, I think we can't even get atoms to stop spinning around. How you going to get them to fucking spin backwards and fucking see where they
Spin
work.
backwards.
But again, so we keep trying these things and we'll figure it out. What do you think? We're just going to have a book on it? We kind of have to try trial and error.
Yeah, we got cell phones now. Think about that.
In the process, we're going to blow shit up and fuck. You know what I mean?
What are we doing with this?
This is if man was meant to fly, he'd have wings kind of guy.
This is every guy who says 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other.
Right.
All right.
I'm not going to bug anyone. Just let me tell you all, I love you guys. Patrice, you're the fucking man. And quit sucking Michio Kaku's dick.
All right. Thank you.
So sorry.
Go watch Glory.
Well,
Exactly.
we got another guy just like him, though. Mart in New Jersey. Mart?
Hey, guys. This whole thing, oil slick thing, it reminds me about the movie Armageddon. How they're keep saying that they got to bring in the special thing.
I've seen fucking smoother delivery and hostage videos. Do you have a rifle pointed at you?
Do you need help?
Allah Akbar.
You want us to call someone for you?
Jesus Christ.
He's a little nervous.
All right.
Don't get his bearings. You notice it's scary just when Steve calls me and you want to come in, I'm like, shit, I'm scared.
Also get a little anxiety, right?
Like, I think I'm scared. You fucking guys are
Blood pressure goes up slightly, right?
I'm nervous for this guy.
All right, good point.
With this guy.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so our apologies. Go right ahead.
Mark, try again.
Yeah, I'm punching out, guys. The moment's kind of ruined now.
It's all right, sir. It's not
No, come on.
Well, come on. It's not an orgasm. It's a fucking point. Come
Because the
on.
moment's kind of ruined.
You could do it, buddy.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
let's
Try
try
it
two
again.
of us together.
We're sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if they go with the nuke thing,
All right, to the point.
I hope they find out the remote detonator doesn't work. And
We don't know what you're talking about, so you're not being clear.
Jesus, Jimmy, you're the worst. Fucking guys.
Jesus Christ.
What do you just elaborate a little on what you mean?
It had the nuke and the oil spill.
Yeah, I mean, I know you actually do have a valid point.
He's gone.
Why can't he just go with a joke? Dude, I'm joking with you.
Jimmy was being so mean.
But I was just kidding.
I was kidding.
I was kidding.
You just go, oh man, you come in just a little off. It's just, and so you gotta call her. It just is like, hey guys, you know, it's so fucking, it's stressful.
Oh,
You know what? Fuck them.
It's stressful.
You walk into the comedy cellar wearing the wrong pair of shoes, and you're gonna get attacked all night for it.
That's
too.
what's funny is that you just forget that this is what we fucking practice doing every second of the day is being horrible. This fucking guy.
We got one that wants to talk to Jim. Not happy.
Oh, no.
Not happy.
Uh-oh.
Angus.
yeah.
Uh-oh. You sound
Not
unhappy.
happy.
By the way, good opening to the call.
It's all good. Talk to Michio Kaku. Time travel isn't possible. It's not going to be possible. You have to find more energy than exists in the universe for it to be possible.
I think, honestly, right now it's not possible. I think Stephen Hawking, hold on, I think Stephen Hawking said that he didn't think it was possible to go back, but he thought it might be possible to go forward. Yeah. Through some sort of work. I don't know what the process, obviously.
Because technically, if you go back before whatever method was invented, it didn't exist yet. So you basically create a paradox by going back, but there's no law, at least in the theory of relativity, that you can't go forwards in time.
Yeah, so
you probably can't go back.
So, sorry, it's not really me. It's Stephen Hawking thinks that it might somehow be possible.
It is. Okay, it's possible. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
All right.
I love it.
All right.
Holy shit. They're retarded.
Can I ask a question? Let's say the people that lived in 1400.
Yeah.
What thing now would be like time travel to them? Like where it's like
fucking
like this is it would be like oh shit
jet aircraft. When you look up at a fucking 747, or you're in one looking out the window, that is inconceivable to somebody back then.
Well, how about just a wheelbarrow without fucking bodies piled up in it? Or a pussy that doesn't stink, but it's actually shaved.
We're still working on that problem.
But the thing about space, though, is
How about us sitting here together and me not bossing you around?
God damn. Oh, Jimmy. Oh, shit.
Hey, you know, the phones are going well. Why don't we do another one here?
Oh, yeah, they're really going well.
All right, let's go to Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter.
Crotch Critter.
Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter. Crotch Critter.
Oh, great. Here we go.
You're up.
You called.
Anyway, Michio Kaku is a dumbass talking about the blowing up a nuclear bomb down there. It doesn't matter about the cave or the glass crystal thing. Anyway, when you blow something up like that, you're going to create radioactive oil that's going to come to the surface, get on the beaches. Then what the fuck are you going to do then?
Not go to the beaches?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
But didn't Michio Kaku say that?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, you don't have to type that out. Say it, yeah.
I was just saying how I love how all these radio show listeners are saying that a genius, professional, theoretical physicist is an idiot and doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
They're sitting in their trucks listening to the Opie and Anthony show, criticizing him.
That is true.
Motherfuckers, man. But you know what, though? I always say like this. There's some people who just have this different kind of intelligence. Some people read a lot of books and just say the book I read this book and this is. Yeah. But there's some people who just have common sense but look, double talk is double talk. Fucking Kaku is a double talker. And he's an intelligent guy. That mayonnaise theory about oil is fucking
the mayonnaise theory.
And he broke it down to layman's terms, so he has the ability to do that.
Yeah, he used cartoons one day when we were talking about something.
That's an amazing thing. That's how I only understand with fucking analogies. If you don't use an analogy, I don't understand you. He was perfect, but still he was double talking. Answering a question is answering a question. Sir, how big is the sun? See, that's what I'm saying, dummy. Like, nigga, do you know or you don't know? What the fuck is wrong with you, Kaku?